In this mini lesson, we are going to be doing multiplication of decimals times whole numbers. I like to think of money first when I'm teaching this lesson, and so I'm going to be referring to my decimals as money so we can think of it in that terms. So for example, if I have 12 groups of 4 pennies, I would have 48 cents. And how you would write 48 cents is 0 and 48 hundredths. So how do we get that when we're multiplying decimals? So when we're multiplying decimals, you can see that we just did 12 times 4 and got 48. So we set it up like a normal multiplication problem. So we're going to go ahead and put 12 at the bottom, and we're going to not worry about place value or lining them up whatsoever. So the 4 is going to go directly below that 12. So again, 2 times 4 is 8, and 4 times 1 is 4. And where to put our decimal place, a lot of you are going to think that it just drops straight down, but it doesn't. And we're going to learn about that when we're multiplying decimals by decimals. And actually what you do is you count the number of decimal places. So since this has 2 place values in the decimal and this one doesn't have any, we're going to have 2 in our answer. So that's how we know where we're going to put our decimal when we have harder numbers. So for example, if we have 6 and 71 hundredths times 15, think about this way. We've got $6.71 and we've got 15 groups of it. So we need to figure out how much money we have. So 6 and 71 hundredths times 15. So we can either do this the traditional multiplication way, or you are welcome to do what we call partial product or the distributive property or a break apart, however you want to refer to it. So if I'm going to do traditional, I do 5 times 1, 5 times 7, 35, carry the 3, and then 5 times 6 plus 3 is 33. Then I go ahead and put my placeholder in because I've used the 5, so this now becomes a 10, and anything multiplied by 10 ends in 0. And this one's pretty straightforward. 1 times 1, 1 times 7, and 1 times 6. And then we go ahead and add those two products together. And we go ahead and put our place value where it belongs. So since I have 2 decimal places here, then I should have 2 in my answer. So 1, 2. There's where my decimal is going to belong. And if I do some quick estimation, 6 times 15 is 90, and 90 is close to 100. So I know I put my decimal in the right spot because 100 and 90 are similar in where they're at. Okay, so if I want to do partial product, what I do is I ignore the decimal place, just like I did up here, and I pretend this is 671. So I put 671, and then I put my 15, so 10 and 5, and then I go ahead and multiply. All right, so I have my notes written down on here. So we have 6,710, and then we've got 3,350 and 5. And then when we go ahead and add those all up, we end up getting 10,065, and then we go ahead and put our place value in where it belongs. So if we add up all of these numbers and then we count 2 decimal places over, we would get the same product. And that is how you multiply whole by decimal numbers.